welcome back to my channel. I'm Honey. If you're just new here, I've been vlogging about the benefits in Canada. In fact, I have a playlist of the COVID-19 health and benefits. If you want to check it out, it has everything that you probably will need from applying for EI, registering for the CRA account, MSCA account, and if you can't reach Services Canada right now because they are so busy, you can also submit a service request form so that they will get back to you right away. So today, I just want to really make a comprehensive list of the benefits we were getting in Canada and the steps we were taking along the way as changes were made and as the pandemic progressed. I'm also on these programs. I applied for EI and then it became CRB, and then now I am going to be transitioning. So I'm on that stage now. But for those who are just starting on this journey, I just want to give you a background of what really happened during the pandemic, what benefits we were getting during the pandemic. First off, I want to start with EI. On March 15, 2020, if you applied for EI on March 15, 2020, you were not actually getting EI, you were getting the CRB. If you were getting the CRB, that program was meant to start from March 15, 2020 until October 3, 2020. Originally, it was 16 weeks. You can use 16 weeks within March 15 to October 3, 2020, then it became 24 weeks, then it became 28 weeks. If you were receiving the CRB every week, your 28th week will be September 26. Now, if you haven't been getting the CRB every week because you were working while getting the CRB, you have until October 3, 2020 to complete the 28 weeks CRB period that you were supposed to be getting from the CRB. Now, this is why everyone was confused when they are getting their CRB from CRA. When they transitioned to EI, they applied for EI before October 3, 2020, they were getting the CERB benefits because Services Canada didn't knew that they already have exhausted their CRB 28 weeks period from the CRA account. So when they applied for EI on September 27, Services Canada thought that it was an application for CERB because really CRB is still open for a week. So then that was a confusion. That was why some people were asked to report for that week, September 27 to October 3, and then some people were getting benefits on those weeks from September 27 to October 3. So I would suggest that if you were getting money from those weeks, from that week, that you were not supposed to be getting any money because you already had your CERB from CRA account, please just keep those money, and I'm sure Services Canada will probably ask you to repay those money just like what they asked from us when we mistakenly applied in both websites, in Services Canada and the CRA website. So we were getting two benefits in one period. So they were asking us to repay the money. So one way to repay the money is through your bank. You just I have a vlog about that. Actually, you can do it through your bank. You can also do it through the CRA account. There is a button there where you can just click and then you can repay your CERB overpayment. Or if you can just wait for Services Canada to reach out to you, just like what they did on my case, they told me instead of repaying the money, they will not give me benefits for a few weeks to cover up for that overpayment. So that was what happened to me. I didn't really repay my CRB overpayment. I just didn't get any money for I believe it was 4 weeks. Yeah, so to cover up for the 2,000 overpayment. When you were getting the CERB, your EI entitlement or your EI period eligibility wasn't affected at all. So if before the COVID happened, if you were entitled to 45 weeks of EI, that never changed while you were getting the CRB. So now that CRB is over and then we are now deciding whether to transition to EI or CRB, you still have the EI that you were supposed to be getting before the pandemic. So you can still enjoy if you were entitled to 45 weeks before the pandemic happened, you will still be getting 45 weeks. And whatever benefit maximum amount that you are supposed to be getting before the pandemic happened, you will still get that. But definitely you will not get less than $500. So that's the only thing that is very good with the new EI. You won't be getting less than $500 before taxes, whatever your tax rate will be. And also, you will be getting at least 26 weeks, even if originally you must have only been entitled to 14 or 15 weeks of the EI benefit. You will still get the 26 weeks minimum benefit period, and it could be more if you have been contributing to EI for a while now, if you haven't used it before. So now, when the CRB was over, for some people it was September 26, and some people it was October 3, 2020. When you did your last reporting in CERB Services Canada, nothing happened. Some people couldn't see their next reporting period because it wasn't really clear at first. Was that Services Canada, though they said that they will automatically transition you to EI, they didn't say, or they didn't really emphasize that they will need some time to review your application or your EICERB benefits that you were getting from them. They will review those, and then they will then decide whether you will be transitioned automatically or you have to apply for the CRB. But even if you are entitled to the new EI, if your SIN number starts with 9, if you are self-employed, and if at some point you declared in your CERB reporting period that you went back to work full-time, that is the time when you need to reapply for EI. No matter what, you have to reapply for EI. But you don't need a new ROE. Whatever ROE you give them at the start for your CERB application, they will be using that ROE. However, for those people from the CRA website who are then going to transition to EI in the Services Canada website, they will be needing an ROE from you because they didn't have any records before because you were getting your CRB from the CRA account. So they didn't know what your history, if you were laid off, because in the eligibility for the EI is that you were unemployed or you were off work for 7 days within the 52 weeks period. They have to determine that you were employed in insurable employment, you lost your job through no fault of your own, and then you are also have worked for the required number of insurable employment hours in the last 52 weeks or since the start of your last EI claim. So just recently, I think it was October. Anyways, I cannot remember the exact day they changed the EI. Now they only need 120 insurable hours for you to qualify for the new EI. Before it was like 600 hours before you can apply for EI. And then now you will have a minimum benefit period of 26 weeks. Before it was 14 weeks and then to 45 weeks, but now no one will be getting less than 26 weeks of benefit to a maximum of 45 weeks, and then a minimum benefit payment of $500 before tax to a maximum of $573. Those were the three major changes to the new EI. So they made it more inclusive of Canadians who were not able to work that much because of the COVID. So also one more is that you are ready, willing, and capable of working each day, and then you are actively looking for work. And for actively looking for work, you must keep a written record of employers you contact and including when you contacted them. There have been a lot of viewers or subscribers who have been asking me or actually wondering if they will refuse to go to work because of the COVID, for fear of the COVID. The only thing I would say is that if your employer understands your situation, because you have to take care of a child, or there are so many reasons actually, if your employer will not consider you not going to work right now as you quitting voluntarily, then you are fine. You can get the benefits. So really, you have to talk to employer. You have to make them understand your situation. And if your employer is not agreeable to this, there are some recourse, which I will be discussing in a different vlog, but there are recourses that you can take to make your absence from work not to be considered as you quitting your job voluntarily. Because when you quit your job voluntarily, you will lose the benefits. You won't be entitled to the benefits anymore. These are the eligibility for EI, and you have to qualify for all this eligibility before you can get the EI. EI also has EI sickness benefit, or the employment insurance sickness benefit. This will provide you with 15 weeks of financial assistance if you cannot work for medical reasons. So you could receive 55% of your earnings up to a maximum of 573 a week. But in here, you must get a medical certificate to show that you are unable to work for medical reasons. So EI also has a caregiving benefits and leave, and maternity and parental benefits. So now, if you don't qualify for this, say, even though you were working while getting the CRB, or you were not working at all when the pandemic happened, so you were not able to get the required 120 insurable hours, you can now apply for the CRB, or the Canada Recovery Benefit.